Hello and welcome to Everything Explained. I'm your host, and today we're talking about active recall and what it does in our brains. If you've ever pulled an answer from memory during a test and felt it click, you know the feeling I'm talking about. The brain has a way of getting stronger when it has to retrieve something. Let's break down how that works, in plain language, with a few simple ideas you can use this week. What is active recall? It means trying to pull information out of memory, not just looking at notes or recognizing words on a page. It means answering a question, explaining a concept, or summarizing a topic from memory, then checking to see if you were right. The act of retrieval is the engine of learning. When you answer from memory, you train your brain to reassemble that memory more reliably next time. In the brain, recall is more than a single spark. It requires a circuit. The hippocampus helps bind pieces of information together, like a bookmark that ties a name, a date, and a fact into one memory. The prefrontal cortex, the smart planning part of the brain, helps you decide when and how to search for the right memory and how to check the result. When you practice recall, these areas light up differently than when you are simply rereading. It is as if your brain is rehearsing the move, making the pathways to the answer stronger. So why does recall feel hard at times? Because the brain is doing work. The harder the retrieval, the stronger the memory. This is the idea of a desirable difficulty. If you can get the answer right after a soft cue, you have learned a little, but if you had to struggle a bit, you have probably learned more. That struggle is a signal that your brain is rewiring itself. The spacing effect is a powerful partner to recall. If you test yourself right after learning, that helps, but spacing the practice over days or weeks makes the memory last longer. Forgetting then reappearing strengthens the retrieval path. It is a lot like exercising a muscle: you lift, you rest, you return with more strength. Feedback is important too. If you recall something wrong, checking the correct answer afterward helps your brain set the record straight. Without feedback, you risk remembering the wrong thing as if it were true. A quick check or a short explanation can make a big difference. How can you use active recall in daily life? Here are a few simple ideas. Use flashcards or short quizzes on a topic you are studying. After you learn a chapter, close the book and write or say in your own words what you can recall. Teach the idea to a friend or even to an imaginary audience. When you review, try to summarize the main points without looking, then check your notes to fill in gaps. In language learning, try to recall the rule or the sentence before looking at the answer. In cooking, you can list the steps of a recipe from memory while you cook. A few practical habits help the most: keep sessions short and regular rather than long and irregular, mix topics so you practice flexible thinking, and always test yourself before you review. The goal is not to be perfect, but to strengthen your retrieval routes so that when you need the information you can pull it out quickly and accurately. In short, active recall works by forcing the brain to retrieve and then adjust. This repeated retrieval strengthens the connections among neurons and makes the memory more durable. It also trains you to use what you know in new situations, which is what true learning is all about. Thanks for listening to Everything Explained. If you enjoyed this episode, tell a friend and try a quick recall exercise today. Until next time, remember, the more you practice pulling knowledge from your own mind, the easier it becomes to do so under pressure.